All right, I think we are live because this training is really going to be very critical. Okay, so what did I say? When it comes to the skill, so what is the skill? Where do you get the skill? What is the skill in Forex? All right, the ability for you to know how to buy and sell. All right, so you want to write it down. The ability for you to know how to buy and sell. Forex is so easy. Trading is so easy. All right, a lot of people complicate it because they are trying to learn it formally. So the ability for you to know how to buy and sell is the beginning step of your success in trading. What do you buy? So, three things you put together. I said the what, the when, and the where. All right. So before we go, I'm just going to do a quick one. Quick one. All right. I'm talking about this is more of, if I say success in trading, I'm talking about your journey of your account growth in relation to account growth. All right. Everything majorly in Forex doesn't take away. Yes, we have the skill set 1 to 99%. 1 to 9% is the skill set. Then 90 to 99% is what? The environment, the mindset, the emotions, the spiritual. And in these emotions, we have what? Risk management. How you're going to practice risk management is dependent on the mindset you have. So I'm putting this whole mindset thing inside the risk management. All right. So you would factor that in success in trading. So let's talk about the skill. What's the skill? All right. Buy and sell. Okay. So that's the skill set in trading. The ability for you to know how to buy and sell. All right. Now, this is one of the things I've shared. If you want to make it easy, people go through too deep trying to formalize trading Forex. All right. We don't learn Forex. We practice Forex. All right. It's something you want to write down. Forex is something you practice. Forex is something you experience. Trading is something you grow by experiencing. You grow by practicing. That is why the institution are giving you something so delicate and powerful. It's called a demo trading account. All right. I can teach you. I can give you all of the books. Read all of the books. Do all of those things. You don't learn Forex. All right. You practice Forex. Okay. You study to know. You grow. You practice to grow. All right. That's something you want to write down. You study to know. You practice to grow. You can know everything about Forex, but for you to grow, all right, you need to what? Practice. You study to grow, to know. So the knowledge of what it is, how to buy, how to sell, comes from what we have in our academy. All right. So where do you get the skill set? The academy. What are you looking for? This is it. All right. So these are the three. So we have the what? We have the where. All right. I think this training is something everybody should have. I love the fact that everybody should have this training. It helps, it puts you in a position of leadership. It puts you in a position of leading yourself. All right. So you don't have to, it gives you a direction. Because a lot of people are trying to figure out what do I need? What should I be looking at? All right. What am I doing? Okay. What should I learn now? If you need focus to grow. So that's why I put strategy. Strategy gives you focus. So Forex is big. We have so many things. We have HFX, we have Forex, we have DCX. This skill set, all right, this skill set is knowing how to buy and sell. The next thing you're going to understand is, okay, what do I need to learn in the skill? You need what? A direction. And the 3 dimensions to basics in Forex that I've seen that makes things easy, because if you can make Forex easy, you can start earning money very quickly. All right. The learning is really what puts people off. They think it's so complex. I have to spend a whole lot of time. No. Excuse me. I've seen. Where's my? Okay, good. Back. So the what, this is simple, this is simple basics, all right? The what is currency pairs. I'm not trying to train this here. I just want everyone to have this, all right? So this is the what. We buy or sell currency pairs, okay? So another thing you want to ask is, so that's a training everybody who's here knows, all right? We buy and sell currency pairs. So I'm looking at buying, all right, or selling. The next thing is, when do I buy, all right? So it's a factor of the technical analysis and the sentimental analysis. It helps you trade. It helps you know how to get into a trade. If you can know how to get into a trade, you are 30% in the journey for your success. All right. So the when is the sentiment of the market. And you already know, we've taught you guys that when do I buy? All right. When do I buy? When do I enter the market? All right. One of the best time to know when, all right, is the sentiment of the market. So we have the currency base and quote, okay? The base and the quote of a currency, Euro, USD. All you just have to do is what? You go to livechart.co.uk. It helps understand when to enter a currency. When the base is stronger than the quote, you get into the market for a buy, all right? When the quote is stronger than the base, you're looking at a sell. That is the when. So the combination of the when and where gives you great perspective. So I buy the market at the floor. I sell at the ceiling. All right. We have a training for this. This simple how to buy. If you go to our YouTube, either my YouTube or Mr. Obi's YouTube, there's a training on the basics to buy. See, it's in your academy. But one of the things we do, the psychology of the Forex market, I would advise everyone, what I'm showing you right now, all right, is broken down in detail in, let's, you need to be your own government, all right? For you to grow, you need to govern your trading.
When I was 30.
Okay. There are several trainings that are here that tells, okay, the wonders how to set up like your option. Okay, hold on. Where is my library? My library. Okay, this one works. My chat. Okay, my playlist. Okay, good. So I have Forex. The Forex major. No, Forex major. Let's see this one.
It's gonna be short.
Okay. Okay, good. So this is technical analysis. Hold on. There are several of them. We have. Where is the playlist? What I'm going to do is I'm going to send it is psychology of the market. All right, it's a title. It's all so many videos here now. Okay, even market analysis works. What we do is the breakdown of how to get into the market, how to buy, how to sell. All right. So we talked about support, resistance, trend, support, and resistance, and price action. There's a training on that. If you can know how to walk your way in the market, to know how to buy. So we know that we buy the market at the floor. All right. How do you identify the floor? All right. Just go learn from someone who has taught you. It's in the academy, support and resistance. Resistance are for sell, support are for buy. That's the where factor. It's called technical analysis, right? The when is the sentiment, how traders react, all right, to the volume of the market. If you put these things together, you can trade whatsoever currency, symbol, if it's HFX, if it's Forex, even if it's crypto, these things apply. All you just need to know is understand how to buy and how to sell. Does that make sense? Putting the 555 on the chart. All right. The how to buy, all right, and how to sell. After knowing the what you need is what? The combination. That is why every time you want to trade HFX, we always tell you, you want to, after the technical analysis, you want to know which currency is stronger, all right? Which currency is stronger and which one is weaker, so that you know how to react to that pair. Does that make sense? It's very, very simple. All right, it's very, very simple. So before I go open the chart, what happened? Is it deleted? What I had? Okay. What I was writing. Okay, see here. Okay, so that is the when and the where. If you know that, beautiful. All right. The next thing is you want to understand risk management. Trading is so easy. It's easy to buy and sell. And what we have in so the moment you know these three dimensions, one of the things you want to do at the beginning stage in Forex is plug yourself to an educator. All right. I need everyone to write it down. Plug yourself to a strategy. An educator gives you focus of a strategy. So I know I love, since I came into Forex, even before I came into HFX, I had someone I plugged myself to. His name is Christopher Derrick. I love the price trap. All right. And for months, it was easy for me to avoid all of the distractions, all of the ups and downs, because I plugged myself to someone who was having the success that I needed. And the strategy was easy for me to do. All right. And all I do every morning is what? I get into his session. In the afternoon, I train his session. In the evening, I watch his recording. Very easy. It was easy for me to do this consistently over a period of time. And I started having results. So you see, the way I trade today was because I had focus. Everyone should write this word down. Without focus, you're not going to make it. So focus is following one course until success. All right. And one of the things that gives you focus in trading is a strategy. There are so many things. Everyday things keep coming out. All right. This one is there. This one is there. This one is there. There are so many of them. You can't follow all of them. You're going to wear out. It's like having a buffet. If you eat every food in a buffet stand, what is going to happen to you? You're going to purge out. And one of the things that happens in trading when you purge, it's not the inavailability of food. It's the excess of food and confusion of the system. You purge. All right. And trading, when you purge, is the blow of account. All right. So you want to take away the distraction. So too much knowledge sometimes can cause a distraction. All right. Too much of the knowledge can cause a distraction. So what gives you focus? Strategy. I need everyone to type it on the chat. Strategy. All right. So we have what? The strat. So strategy brings what? Direction and focus. That's what it does for you in trading. It gives you direction and focus. So you take away, and when you have direction, you take away all of what? The distractions. You have direction in trading. It gives you what? It takes away the distraction. So if I know where I'm going, if you're telling me where that doesn't lead me where I'm going, I can avoid it because I understand. It's like setting a goal, setting a sail. All right. It gives a direction, gives you what? See, the ability for you to drive out the distraction. So if you're not going my way, I don't need to join you. All right. If you're not going my way, I don't need to join you. Does that make sense? Put in a 555 on the chat. All right. I'm just trying to bring this thing down so that it helps you. If you apply this knowledge in trading, what you're going to have is testimonies, all right, of consistent growth. I see a lot of people in the system. Excuse me. Hold on a bit. Just a moment, please. I have a situation. Just a moment.
Excellent morning, everyone. We should all hang on. How are we all doing? I trust we are doing great. Kenfrey will be back in a minute. So just hang on. He's sharing some very, very vital information that will really up everybody's game. So how are we doing? Who has, you've done your percentage this morning, you did it on your own, or you are with Matthew or Evan? You can put it on the chat. What was your percentage so far this morning?
Okay, thank you very much.
All right.
Yes.
Over to you.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. We just had everyone so far awesome. You know, that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. You know, why I'm sharing what I'm sharing this morning is the energy. The energy we have sometimes is low. So sometimes I feel people, if they're not sharing, you ought to share what is it you have. All right. If you're not sharing it, it means something is not there. It means something is not there. All right. And if something is not there, it's as a result of probably these simple things I'm sharing with you. The results are there. Matty had 13-1 this morning, made over $152,000 this morning. How many of you were on Matty's session? If you're on Matty's session, put in a 5-5 on the chat. Okay. These things are there. So if you're not getting it, something is wrong. It's probably you don't have a direction, you don't have a location, all right? And you're in so much of a distraction. Because I don't understand anyone who's in HFX and you're not following Marty, you're not following these people, you're not making money and you're not following these people, and you're trading on your own. I don't understand. You rather leave people who are having consistent results, making money, all right? And you're trading on your own and you're not having results, and you're leaving people who are having results. It doesn't correlate. So that is why you first need to understand, where am I? What do I need to do? All right? What do I need to do? So I said strategy brings what? Direction and focus. It helped me. It helped everyone who's making the money today. You saw the person Ivan Cabra brought to train after his session. It's the same thing, all right? It's the same thing strategy brings focus. You need to have a direction. And for you to have a direction, you need to have a strategy. So I know we've told you guys, we have over about 10, 12 educators in HFX right now. I know majority of you are in HFX. The truth is you can't follow all of them. All right? It means you don't have a direction. And if you don't have a direction, you're going to be distracted. There are people, when we trade, I always love to follow I love to copy who I'm following. Okay? I love to copy who I'm following. Anytime we do something, all right, I love to do what the team is doing. I love to do. So if I'm bringing someone into the business, the first thing I will give them what I have. I will tell them this is what is available. This is how I got what I have. I will expose you to every of the strategies in the business. So we have Nesviquez, we have Invacambra, we have Milamise, we have Matitaya, we have Jonathan Nunes, we have Theo Woods, we have Leonardo Diaz, we have Gomez, Luno and Gomez. See, we have these guys and each of them have their strategy, but who do we follow the most? All right, who do we follow the most? We've always said Milamise and Cash and Matitaya, they are the people that are spoken of the most. Am I correct? All right. We always tell you, when you get plugged in, get connected to Milamise, all right, and Matitaya. All right. Am I correct? Putting a 777 in the chat. Okay. Putting a 777 in the chat. These are two easy people, and their results are extraordinary. For everyone who comes into the system, you have access. The Go Live session in HFX gives access to everyone. Yes, you might not have cash trap. But Milamise, you don't need an add-on to follow Milamise. All right? You don't need an add-on. All you just need, when you follow her consistently, you are going to understand. That's a strategy. She trades on the simple scalper. If you follow her consistently, watch her in the morning, all right? In the afternoon, go through our recorded session. In the evening, trade with her. All right? Watch her in the morning, go through our recorded session. In the evening, trade with her. If you do this for a period of a month, too, trust me, you're going to be a coach on her strategy. It's easy. Environment, duplication, repetition brings mastery. Am I making sense? That's what strategy does. So and this both strategy, cash trap and simple scalper, they are alike. All right, cash trap and simple scalper, they are alike. It's just up, down. All right, there's a Bollinger. It's holding the two, the buy, the sell, the support and resistance, indicator for a sell and a buy. It's the same thing, but just different method, different application. Does that make sense? I put in a 555 if you understand what I'm saying. Put in a 5. I want to know you guys are getting this. So strategy brings focus. Yes, you can go follow Ness. You can go follow Nunez. You can follow these guys. But what you want to do is this, all right? When it comes to you making money, open an account for this particular person, all right? And begin to see how you grow with them. Yes, you can begin to learn, take this knowledge from the rest of the people, but use it on a demo, all right? I can tell you cash trap, but you might find Ivan Cabra better. You might find Ness better. So we're not restricting you to these people. We're only giving you the strategy that how to stay on the strategy, learn it, perfect it, and be of service to yourself. All right? When you repeat it, when you do this repetition, one thing you want to understand now is I'm not looking for a result. I'm looking for a foundation. If you're not here 3 months in the business, if you're not here 6 months in the business, you need a foundation. A foundation to build on, because for you to grow an account of $1 million, $10,000, $50,000, that's a high edifice. It needs to stand on a foundation. It doesn't stand on copy and paste. All right? It doesn't stand on copy and paste. You want to understand that it has to stand on my knowledge of the market or what it is that I'm learning. All right? It stands there. So for you to learn that thing that will build that account to that 5 figures, 6 figures, you need the foundation. You need that foundation of the knowledge of cash trap, of the knowledge of simple scrapper. So that even when you are not on the session doing the copy and paste, all right, on your own, you can begin to build your account with the same strategy, because you would have duplicated and repeated it for mastery. Does that make sense? Put in a 777 in the chat, right? So the last thing I want to talk about is what? Is risk management. This is the blessing of all. Oh, excuse me. You know, this is the beauty of everything in trading. All right, risk management is your beauty, is your bodyguard, is what protects you. All right, now we have several methods to risk management. We're giving you several, risk management activity. Risk management is just the way you grow your account. Because now you are in a market where you send money on errands. You don't just put the whole of your account or the whole of your emotions. You don't trade with emotions. You trade with tactics. All right, you trade with strategy. Tactics, put it down. Tactics, strategy is what you trade with. You don't trade with emotion. That is why you need to read the book, Emotion-Free Trading. You need to trade off emotion. So if I have to trade off my emotion, I need to learn the tactics. I need to build a strategy for trading. And risk management is that strategy of money. When it comes to money management, you need to have a risk management. So what is your risk management? First, you need to understand your equity. All right. So you need to understand ratio. Okay, what's your equity? Then what's your trading ratio? All right, as to return. So I know that, you need to have the mindset that this is my expectation. So ratio as to return, or let me just even remove the word ratio. All right, you need to understand equity. You need to understand return. Return on investment. So it's a business. That is why they say take your emotions off. If you understand this today, you're going to start a new journey. So I need to understand what is it that I'm putting in. I'm putting in $100, all right? So my mind is naturally saying every day, what am I expecting? What is my return on investment, all right, on my $100? Before my return on investment, for me to control my return on investment, I need what we call timing, all right? So am I trading every day? Am I trading twice a day? You need to understand that timing is a factor for return on investment. So now you have equity $100. So you break it down into a day. All right. What is your return on investment in a day? Okay. So before you think of your return on investment, all right, what is your daily investment? So if I put in time and I'm trading every day, what's your daily investment? What is your risk? All right. The risk is what you now put in. Risk per what? Day. Everyone write this down. It's very, very important. I want to break risk management to the point where you can understand it. Risk per day. So now I want to have a guideline for trading. So I know my return on investment. So first, let's establish your return on investment. How much do you want to get every day? The educators have made us understand that, your return on ROI as a beginner should be between what? So let's say, all right, 5. Let me just use this because I just want to use this as a reference. All right. 5% per day. 5% per day is very amazing. We showed you several times. You're doing 5% with $100 per day. You're going to do well over 200% in a month. All right. I believe so. So let's just quickly see something. I want this to be practical. So we have several compound sheets, but I just want to show you the one, a quick one. As the one I'm using. All right. So let's say $100. You're doing 5% per day. All right. In 20 days of trading, just compounding that money. All right. Without the weekends. Okay. You would have about you'd have made $165. That's about 165% for 5% a day. This is amazing. Put in a 555 on the chart. This is amazing. All right. For you to do over 100% in 20 days of trading. Do you guys think it's amazing? It's the same thing that applies to $1,000. You would have made $1,650. It is the same thing that applies to what? $10,000. You would have made $10,000, you would have made $16,500 and what? $536. All right. So if you agree that this is amazing, put in a 777 on the chart for a return on investment. So first, you have to establish your expectation. This has nothing to do with equity. It has nothing to do with the money. It has everything to do with what? Percentage. So I'm going in after my percentage growth. All right. If I have this, if you can do this, you can grow an account into millions. But if you cannot do this, he that is faithful in little cannot be. See, you cannot grow if you're not faithful. So sometimes you might know how to trade, but it might take you time to practice risk management. Because without risk management, know all you can, you'll be going back and forth. Without risk management. So first you have to establish a routine. So every day, all right, every day, my goal is, this thing is changed again. Okay. All right. So every day, my goal is 5%. The question is, what is the risk I need to put in to get 5%? You need to, now you go to what? Your risk. So we've understood timing. Timing is day. So that's your day expectation. That's your day expectation. Every day I want to what? Do 5%. So 5% per day in $100. So for $100 equity, all right, you are expecting, you're doing 5%. So now every day, if you're doing 5% because you're compounding, I just showed you what a compound sheet is. In a month, you would have done what? 165. So your monthly, you can, these are things you write down. All right. So in a month, my expectation is what? $265 in a month. You can write it down. That's your goal in a month. So every day you stay disciplined to 5%, compounding your account. But the next thing you have to understand is, how do I get 5% in a day? Educators have told you, you need to put it in HFX. Let me just direct you to HFX. You need to use between a certain percentage, all right, and there's a certain return per trade. So now we go per trade. You break timing down, all right, to per trade. What do you put in per trade? So let's say if you're beginning, all right, they say 1 to 3%. 1 to 3% per trade. I'm not just even going to go to 1. Let's just take 3%. I just want to use 3%, right? 3%. If you reach 3%, it means you're using $3 out of $100. Do you all understand this? All right? You're using $3 out of $100. And if you trade HFX, so this is the beauty of how risk management can affect you in trading. If you can stay on this. For you to do 5%, you probably need 2 or 3 trades. But now I did something that I only need 2 trades. All right, I only need two trades. I love the training this guy Ivan Cabra brought this morning. I got something from it. The lesser time you spend on trading, all right, you see what you need to see, not what you want to see. You see what the market has to offer. The lesser time you stay on trading. All right, does that make sense? You guys understand that? The lesser time you stay on trading. It's something that happened to me this morning, all right? I was spending too much time, then I exited the market and I said, wow, I saw something, I saw something that was explained and I exited the market and I came back, I gave myself a target. I want to do 3 trades. All I was just looking for, I was patient. I got 3 without a rollover. I was patient because I gave myself a goal. Sometimes we stay in the market too much. We want to learn so many things, all right? I want to trade at the same time. You will see what you want to see. And most times what you want to see is not what the market is going to do because you're spending so much time. So I know now that I only need 2 trades in a day. I just want to give you guys this routine. It's something that can help you. We have so many risk management, but 2 trades, 2 and 0, we give you about 5%. Let's just practice it out. If I use 3% in a day, for my risk in $100, my 70% will be what? Someone use the calculator. All right, 3% will be $3. All right. Someone give, so let's say 75%. Most of the trade will tell you go 75%. So we're using 75%. How much is going to be the trade? All right. So $3 times 75%. All right. Is equal what? Manuel, help me with that quickly. So if you take $3, you're going to make what? You're going to make 2.2. You're going to have a, hold on. That's 2.25. So in total, you're going to have what? A total payout of 5.25. Does that make sense? All right. You're going to have 5.25. What you do, all right, is your next trade. Next trade. So, sorry. Payout will be what? 5.25. Just to make this simple, I'm going to go here. So I want everyone, even if you're a beginner today, to understand this. IQ. So this is what we're talking about, all right? So you're new, this is the platform. So let's say a currency is paying 75%. So let's say, okay, all these are paying, which one is paying 75? Okay, 70, we have 76. We have 76. So let's just take, okay, let's take 76. So let's take 76. So what it means is if I'm using a $3, so I come here, all right, I'm going to get 2 points. So this, so a total payout, I'm going to get a total payout of what? 5.25 if it's 75%, all right? So that's my total payout for my first trade. So what I do if I win that one is that my next trade, I use what? 5.28, 5.25. All right. So what's my total payout for the next trade? Is going to be what? If I take the trade, 75% of 5.25 is going to be what? Yeah. So the total will be $9.24. You guys understand this? 2 trades. What we're looking for is how much? What are day's targets? What are day's target? Everyone type it on the chat. $5% of $100 is what? $5. All right. So if I do 9.25, next trade I do coming. So next trade is what? Is equal. I just want to use the equal. Sorry. 5.25, all right, times 75% is equal 9 point what? I'm going to get 3.99, which makes it 9.24. That's my payout. I'm going to get 9.24. So 3.25, 3.99 plus 2.25. How much is that? So the two risks I used, my equity was what? The first one was $3. All right. So if you made $6.24, that's 6% of your account in 2 trades. That is if you get 2 accurate trades. All right. So your profit is equal what? 6.24. I love this. 6.24. So in 2 trades, some of you get more than 4 and you go. But in 2 trades every day, you're getting 6%. Every day, that is, you see, even if you do 70%, you're still going to get what? You're going to get your 5%. I just use 75%. If you do 70%, you're still going to get your 5%. Every day, 2 trades. All right. So let's say I traded the first one, I got it. I traded the second one, I lost it. How much did I lose? I only lost my $3. I lost 1 trade. All right. I lost 1 trade. And the goal here is write this down. All right. If you lose 2 trades, wait for the next session. You can wait for the next day. If you lose 5% of your account, if you're going for 5%, all right, get an expectation loss of what? That's you want to have a risk to reward ratio, all right, and risk to loss ratio as well. So risk to reward, I'm putting 3% per trade to get this. Also, if you put 3% and you lose 2 or 3 trades, please do something to yourself. That's the discipline. Get off the market. Wait for the next session. All right. Next session can be the same day. All right, but as a beginner, what you want to do is you want to really discipline yourself to be patient. I need everyone writing the word down, patient. Next session can be the other trader, or you wait for in the evening, or you cool off. But sometimes people don't cool off. They revenge. If you give yourself enough time after a loss, you will wear out of the loss. But if you always want to come back immediately after a loss, there is every possibility you want to revenge. You want to get what is it you lost. So you need to take that off with patience. Patience is the antidote of revenge. All right? Patience is the antidote of revenge. Now imagine if you continue on this. So if you get 2-1, all right, you're still in profit by this compound. If you get 2-1, you're still in profit. And sometimes you can get 2-1 and leave the trade. Wait for the next day, do 2. All right. Anytime you get 2 accurate trade, if it's 2-1, leave the market. If it's 2-1, leave the market. Now the next question you want to ask is this. Naturally, your brain will want to ask you, how can we get 2-0? The reason I can teach or I'll tell you about this strategy is what we have now. It's easy for you to do Out of every 10 trades, you can get 10 and 10. Max, you can just lose 2 trades, and that will still put you on. All right. If you apply the word patient, you guys are writing it down. If you apply it in the strategy we have, it's massive. So what's the strategy? I told you guys it's now an upgraded double blessing because of the factor of timing. All right. So do you guys understand what I just shared with you? The skill set plus what? Strategy. So you need to establish a strategy. A strategy actually represents someone in this market. Whose educator do you want to follow? Who do you want to follow? All right. We have Millimis, we have Cash Trap. In fact, the Cash Trap is something everybody should have right now, because it's a blessing. Even the 2-0 that is coming, I don't think anybody wants to miss that. You don't want to miss following someone who's consistent, coming in the market every day between Mondays and Fridays. So you have an opportunity to follow him, and you also have an opportunity to trade him on your own. Cash Trap is a blessing. So that's a strategy. We want everyone to just practice it. Open a demo. I can do what it is that we're going to do. Show you now. All right. Because now it's a double blessing over a double. It's over double. I can say triple, because the factor of timing. I want to show you guys a miracle in the market. It's a miracle. All right. It's a miracle. It's a miracle when you have patience. That's why I said everyone. Not everybody wrote down patience. You need patience for growth, for risk management, for strategy, for the skill set. I need everyone, if you not put the word down, invest this word in the chat. Patience. All right? Type it. Say I am patient. Because if you are, I had to learn it by force to be patient. You know, sometimes when you know too much, it's difficult for you to be patient. But I saw what patient, and I thank God for my wife also. It's easy to make money when you are patient in trading. All right? I am patient. You need 2 trades. So in an hour, you can get about 4 trades or 5 trades or even more if you're patient. All right? But if you're using your old trading habits, you want to do every 5 minutes, you want to trade every 5 minutes. I don't trade every 5 minutes anymore. All right? I trade every o'clock, every 15 minutes, every 30 minutes candle, every 45 minutes candle, and every o'clock. Because I've studied the video timing. It works. How many of you have done timing? You've been doing timing. And I want to say a very big thank you to our coach and mentor, Mr. Obi. Thank you for that train, that expose. It's a blessing. You can do 2-0 and you can get off. You can do 4 and you can. I did, like when I told myself I wanted 5-0 yesterday. Today, see, it's a blessing if you can wait for the time. Do you guys want to see how it works? Put in a 777. You want to see how it works, all right? Put in the whole strategy together. Put in a 777 in chat. You want to see it, all right? The arrow, support and resistance and timing. All right, arrow, cash trap, support and resistance. You might use Ivan Cabra, but right now we're not even because of what is coming on cash trap 2-0 right now. I think it's something that will just happen in the app. All right, if you use Ivan Cabra and you apply timing, it's a blessing, a triple blessing. Okay, put in this. Okay, you guys are ready, so let's go there. We might even catch some. What's the time right now? Okay. Next 5 minutes. Let's see. Where is my Chrome? Just so you know, I was a little bit. Let me show you guys something. So my last 3 trades, I was irregular. My last 3 trades, I just want to show you. All right, can you see? This 1, this is 2, this is 3. That was my last 3 trades. All right, I decided to come off the market and I said 3 trades. I just need 3 trades to do my percentage. Look, 1, 2, 3. All right, no rollover. You can see there is no rollover. All right, no rollover. Powerful. I can show you yesterday's 5 as well. I did it so many times, you know, but at the point I just had to tell myself, no, stick to this timing. And you see these 3 trades, yeah, timing. All right, it's powerful. So let me share this with you. So simple. Let's go to, hold on now. Wow, these are powerful moves. Let's leave here. All right, so I want to go straight to the cash trap. Very simple. The simpler it is, the simpler it is. So the skill set I told you, the market buys at the floor, it says at the ceiling. It applies in every strategy. All right. I don't buy a market at the ceiling, neither do I sell at the floor. So now, arrow represents the first 3 points. For me to buy, I need to see a green arrow. Okay. So, and the truth is, if I see an arrow in a floor, all right, that is over 4 points. All right. If I see an arrow in a floor, so the first thing for me to buy, I want to see an arrow. That's what cash trap. So arrow is about 3 points. But if I'm not seeing it in an area of the floor, it gives me a what? It gives me another what? Confirmation that is in a good place. Okay. So the next thing I want to do for me to buy, even for me to consider buying, I want to understand the strength of the currency. So if I want to trade any pair, first I want to understand the sentiment, the when and the where. Like I showed you guys. All right, it's very, very critical. The when and the where. The when is the sentiment. So I want to know, okay, this euro, this is USD. What should I be looking at in euro USD right now? Everybody type it on the chat. All right, I should be looking for a set. So the when factor, which is the sentiment, shows me, gives me a direction of what I should be looking at in the market. So what should I be looking at on Hourglass, on cash trap, on Euro USD? All right. So if I go to Euro USD, what should I be looking at? What should I be looking for? I should be looking for what? A sell arrow. Can you see? All right. It's already in profit. If this comes out, you can see it's already in profit. I should be looking for a sell arrow. So by default, the sentiment and the arrow will pay you 70%. The arrow will pay you 60%. The sentiment, which is the currency strength, Euro USD, Euro is 2 blocks right now. USD is what? 5 blocks. That's the sell. The moment you see the arrow and this together, you get 70 or 80%. All right? It's even more. Okay? Another thing is, if you now see it, let's show us something. Ladies and gentlemen, if you now see it in a red bar, which is a resistance, all right, 8-9 of the time, 8-9 of the time, you're going to win the trade. If you see it in a red bar, all right, you see it in a red bar, this is how many minutes gone. This trade is already won because this is 48. This is 48. So if it's 3 minutes you took, all right, you're already off the trade. All right, this 5 minutes candle is ending already, which means 3 minutes you would have cleared the trade off and done. All right, this is preparing for another what? Trade. Do you guys understand? So this red bar on even, all right, Hourglass, red arrow, then currency strength, Euro USD is what? It's a 90% trade. But you know the blessing of the market, all right? What was added in the next? So let me show you something. I think we are going to take the trade for itself. The next, this thing is a 15 minutes. It's a 15 minutes. So, wait, hold on. This market is going to drive down. What have we gotten? Hold on. What's the time? Hold on. So this is my time is 10 o'clock. It is 10:15 candle. This thing should be dropped. Hold on, let's see. This market is going to sell. It's going to drop down. Let's see. Before I back test, okay, Euro is gaining strength. All right, this candle is going to close down. All right, it's going to close down. If it doesn't, the next candle that will come up after this, all right, is going to close down. I wouldn't want you guys to enter, but let's just watch it out. All right, before I even give you guys the back test, all right, let's see it out. This is a good place to enter a sell in the market. We're even seeing this. We're seeing arrow. All right, we're seeing arrow. We're seeing this purple blue. This is a sexy AF trade, unless the fact that euro is now pumping up, USD now lose strength. All right. But for every, so let me show you guys this. For every 15, for every hour, if you're seeing these session blocks, all right, so let's ignore trading. This thing is going to, I know it's going to close down. If not this candle, the next candle. So it's not a trade idea. Let's see how it works, right? So we shouldn't distract ourselves. You see these blocks. Here's 8 o'clock. Here's 9 o'clock. Here's 10 o'clock. All right, I want to show you something, how powerful this is. Here's 11 o'clock. So each block that you're seeing is 11 o'clock. Is o'clock. All right, that's the timing, how powerful it is. So we're going to do some back testing. So let's first look at the o'clock, right? So this was 10 o'clock. The market was at every 10 o'clock, there is a likely reversal in the market. At every o'clock, there is a reversal in the market. Every hourly. When I say o'clock, I mean every hourly. All right. Wherever the market was going, when it gets to that hourly, all right, there is a reversal. So let's check it out. All right. So I'm going to put an arrow. No, I should use a short arrow. Where is the short arrow? Okay. All right. So you see this 10? Let me make it small. So everything I'm going to put here, just watch it out. So you see this arrow right now, it represents where there was what? 10 o'clock. So if you look at it here, was 10 o'clock, which is every o'clock. What are you always calling it? Every hourly, right? So I'm going to mark all of them. So here we had it. Here we had it. All right. Here, okay. So you see, I'll just mark them, and we'll see them together. Okay. So this is hourly. All right. So this is okay. I've marked it here. So here also. Here was hourly also, so I'll just put it there. Okay, this is down. So I'm just going to be marking it as it's coming. So we have, so this is hourly. All right. So we have another one here. I'm going to explain it. So let's just work with what we have now. All right. Are you guys getting this? Let's work with what we have now. So now look at it. This was 10 o'clock. What was 9 o'clock? Let's see, 9 o'clock. This was 9. Okay, this is 9 o'clock here. Yeah, it went up. All right, so look at it. This is 9 o'clock. So let me expand the market. Are you guys seeing this very well? All right, so this is Holy Grail. We want to see what it has done in the past for you to know how powerful it is. All right. Like I said, for every move in the market at the o'clock, there is a reversal. All right. At the o'clock, there is a reversal. Now, let's start from where it is here. The market was selling. It got to the o'clock. What happened? Did it reverse? Did it reverse? Type it on the chat. Okay. Just indulge me in the chat. Okay, good. So that's one. All right. The next o'clock, the market was buying. It got there. Did it reverse? All right. Did it reverse? Okay. The next o'clock was here. Okay. So let me put it. The market was selling. Hold let's look at it very well. I want to expand it so that you guys will see it. The next o'clock, which was 6 a.m., the market was selling. All right. If you had entered at the close, did they reverse? Put a yes 3 if it reversed. Put yes 3 because we've gotten yes 2. All right. Okay, we even missed this one. Sorry. We still have one here. This was an o'clock as well. Okay, this is 5:30. All right. This was an o'clock. This one an o'clock. Okay, good. So yes 3. All right. So let's go to yes 4, which is here. All right. The market was selling. It got to the hourly. Did it reverse? Put yes 4. Put yes 4. If it reversed, it was selling. All right. Everyone, are you seeing this? Why am I having some people responding and some people are not? All right. So every hourly. So this is 6 o'clock. This was 4 o'clock. This was 5 o'clock. We had a reversal. This was 6 o'clock. We had a reversal, even if it was small. All right. This is 7 o'clock. We had a reversal. All right. This was 8 o'clock. The market was selling. It got to 8 o'clock. Did they reverse? Yes 5. Put yes 5. Everyone in the chat, are you seeing what I'm showing you? Okay, so let's go to 9 o'clock. All right. The market was selling. All right. Did they reverse? At 9 o'clock, put a yes 6. So seeing this alone, you should be excited. All right. Now let's look at 10 o'clock, which is the present 10 o'clock, this thing we just saw. Can you see? All right. The market was selling. At 10 o'clock, did they reverse? Put a yes 7. Put a yes 7. So in the last 7 hours, from 4 o'clock to this present time, all right? So I just showed you every hour. So this was 5 o'clock. Can you see what's going up is sold? This was 6 o'clock. It was coming down, it's bought. Coming down in bought. Each hour in the last 7 hours, all right? Even 3 o'clock, it was, look, all right? Okay, did we miss this? Okay, look at what's happening. This was 3 o'clock. Where was it going by 3 o'clock? All right. Let's see. I think the only one, what were we supposed to do here? This was in the middle of nowhere. It was buying here. Never reversed. Okay, the only one that didn't work was what? 3 o'clock. Look at what happened. It's the next candle that is sold. So one of the things you want to know is you might not even need a rollover, but in case you do a rollover, all right? In case you do a rollover, maybe the next candle one. But I don't even like doing rollover now. I put my all in that hourly. So have you guys seen how powerful the hourly is? Put in a $sign on the chart if you're excited. All right, put in a $sign on the chart if you're excited. $sign. All right. So this shows you that I can be big. So what do you need for this? What are you going to need for this? What are you going to need for this? To be waiting every hour. Patience. With the strategy and this, so you know how I combine it, all right? If it's going in the favor of my currency strength, I use my full risk. If it's going, this thing is irrespective of the currency strength, mind you, all right? Euro has been strong in the morning. USD was weak, all right? But even if it is weak, it still respect it. All this period, all the ones I traded, all right? All this period, Euro was what? Strong. Can you see? Euro was strong, but it did sell. you can see, all right? Now, another thing you want to add to it is, it's not just the hourly, but also what? The hour 30 minutes, all right? Hour 30 minutes. It also works in the hour 30 minutes. So every 1:30, so let's say this is 3 o'clock, 3:30, all right? 4:30, 5:30. Okay, so do you guys want to see that? So let's look at it. But the most strongest ones are the hourly. All right, so let's look at the 30 minutes. I'm going to change the candle and I'm going to make it more smaller. All right, change the color to probably a red. Yeah, so let's look at the 30 minutes. Let's look at what the 30 minutes done. So here is, let's start with, okay, good. So this is 30, all right. Okay, this one represents 30. So I'm just going to put every 30. No, this is up. I'm supposed to go down. Hold on. So what you want to mark first, all right? It's looking so, just a moment, please. So if you look at here now, all right, this is 23:30. So let me start from, so this is 23:30. Let me make this small. Okay, good. Here is 30 as well. So I'm just going to put the arrow at where the 30 is. So it's 30. So this is 30. So this is a buy. Just watch it. Okay. Okay, this was 30. This was for 30. This is 30. Watch it. This is, we're going to check it. It's 30. So this is also 30. Okay, this is a buy. So here is also 30. Good. So every red represents a 30. Here is 30. All right. This is This is 7:30. Okay, so let's, I think it's getting so rampant here. This is 15, 30. This is 30, right? Okay, good. 30. Okay, good. So let's just look at the 30s we've had, all right, from where I started marking. Like I said, the hourly are stronger, but the 30 also respond, all right? So this is after you have gotten your confirmation from cash trap. If it's a sell or buy arrow, just wait for these ones, all right? 30 minutes, 1 hour, all right? So here we are, the market, where was the market going? All right, the market here was going, is choppy. Normally when I see choppy market, I like to stay off, but I just even want to show, all right? So the market was before so this was what? Now, you want to get this clearly. You know, we're taking 3 minutes candle. This was the candle. This is this 20 minutes. Inside this candle, I want to show us something. All right. It might look a little bit tricky here, but I want to show you here. All right, look at it right now. I think it's a little bit because we're taking 3 minutes. So now this is 30. Before 30, what was the candle doing? All right. Was it buying or selling? Type it on the chart. So this is 30. This is 330. Before 330, what was the candle doing? It was buying. So what are we supposed to do? It's a reversal. We sell. Did this sell? Did this sell? Put yes one. All right. So if you had entered, you would have closed what? In profit. Yes one. That's 30. Every candle before the reversal, before what it was doing before the reversal. Reversal means opposite. All right. Reversal means opposite. So that's a yes one. The next one after this was the o'clock. Then the next one we had what? The 30. What was the candle doing before the 30? So this is 4:30. All right. So this was choppy. All right. If you got in, closed, it was choppy. You probably need some rollover, maybe 1, 2. All right. Before you clear. So this was, we didn't get this. All right. The next 30, it was coming. It was just choppy. Just stayed there. It just stayed there. Then fell down. Then later went. Some of you who drag, I don't drag rollover. So the first trade I would have left it. All right. So that is what? No, that was a no. The next 30 didn't give us, but the other, the o'clock paid. I just want to show every 30 so that you know the accuracy at the accuracy level. So the next 30 was what? Was here, right? This is 5:30. So we had what? An arrow here. Can you see it was selling? All right. Then if you are taking it, this was kind of like, this was close, all right, but it bought. And you would have closed in profit because where it closed, it's a little higher. All right. This would be a slim one, but it will be in profit. Do you guys agree with me? The next candle was what? Maybe it's too flat. All right. If you had closed, it would have been up. That's a yes too. All right. This is a 30. Okay. The next 30 was what? Was here. Still choppy. No, this is not 30. So this was what? This was 30. What was the candle doing before 30? All right. It was buying. Would you have won the trade in 30? Would you have won the trade? That's a yes 3. All right. So the next 30 was what? Was this. What was the candle doing before what? Before the 30, what was it doing? It was buying. So what were you supposed to do? Sell. Did you sell on 30? That's yes what? That's yes what? Now the next 30 was what? This. What was the candle? So now we had, all right, this moved, okay? This one, I can say this one continued, all right? Because this is the 30. No, it didn't. This was the candle before the 30, all right? I was looking at this candle, sorry, all right? What did they do? What did they do? The candle before the 30 was a sell. So what were you supposed to do? You were supposed to buy. Did he buy? That's yes 5. All right. Can you guys see how powerful this is? This is the next 30 minutes. 9:30. Can you see that this was, all right? It was selling before. So you probably need a rollover to win this because it was in one place. It works like magic, timing. And this same thing also works in what? The quarter, which is the 45 minutes, the 15 minutes. But for me, I'm powerful with the 1 hour. You can win. You can see that every hour I showed had more accuracy. You have more accuracy in the hourly than the 30 minutes. And you have more accuracy in the 30 minutes than the hourly. All right? So what you just need to do is just be patient. Like this is 10:30. All right? This is 10:30. Now let's just even look at what happened in the same vein. I'll show you this right now. This is 10:30. What was the candle doing before 10:30? What was the candle doing before 10:30? It was selling. So what were you supposed to do? You were supposed to buy. Did this buy? All right. It bought. You would have cleared this. You can see this. Before the 1 hour, 10 o'clock, it was selling. If you had bought, you'd have cleared. If you had waited for the 30 minutes, you'd have cleared. So 10:30, 10 o'clock, 10:30. Just imagine you clearing trade. All right. What you want to focus is the hour and the 30. Max, you want to focus on the 45 minutes. All right. But all you need in an hour is 2 trades. Like I showed you the risk management. 2 trades. 2 trades, you're good. Get an arrow on cash trap. All right. See where your currency strength is going. If the move favors you, put all your risk. If the move favors you, put all your risk. But if in case, let's say like now, all right, euro is okay, USD is stronger, so a sell will favor me more. All right. What I do is that if it's calling for a buy, like the next trade now is going to be a buy, which is 11 o'clock. It's going to be a buy. In case it's a buy and USD is stronger, what I do is that I just have my risk. All right. I just have my risk. I want to see the one that favors my currency strength just to maximize my win so that it doesn't get choppy. You see those ones that are choppy, all right? You see why this one was choppy is because USD was stronger. All right? USD was stronger. So you can see it's choppy. But anytime it's selling, it sells well. All right? So hope you guys got value for this training today. You got value, and you're excited. If you don't have cash trap, I don't know what you're doing. Just go get the arrow on cash trap. All right? If you get the arrow, massive. Get the arrow. Use the currency strength meter. Wait for timing. It's a blessing. And when it's on another beautiful thing is if it falls on the support and resistance on the Bacabra, blessing. It's more blessing. If you look at this very well, all right? This is the 45. Can you see the 45? It was buying, and the next thing, immediately at the ceiling, guess what? It dropped. This is the 45. All right. Can you see this is 9:45? It was buying, boom, came down. All right. It came to the o'clock, it bought. All right. The 15 is inconsistent. Can you see that the 15 is inconsistent? But the 45, the 30, and the hourly are massive. Okay. This is a blessing. This is what we have now, the confidence. So everyone in the team, all right, everyone in the team is supposed to be excitedly making money. I am wealthy. If you're excited, I need everyone in the chat, all right? Put in an affirmation that is going to show that 2021 for you is going to be that your year. Put an affirmation in the chat, all right? Put that affirmation in the chat. Awesome.
As we are talking, I'm clearing the trade. 10 o'clock, 10:30.
Just imagine. All right. Nobody should stop you from winning now in trading. Something you can do is very easy. You have trading, you have cash trap. All right. You have currency strength. You should win. And I really want to thank you very much. Thank you, sir. It's a blessing. Now it's upward and forward only. All right. Upward and forward only. If you have any questions, you can drop it on the chat. But this time, I want to give it to my mentor and coach. You can take it off from here. It's been a blessing. You guys, if you enjoy this session, it's also going to be on the YouTube. Go watch it over and over again. Start practicing. Practice it. You study, all right, to know, but you practice to grow. Never forget that. Never forget that. You practice to grow. When you study, you're not growing. But when you practice, that is when you grow. Upward and forward. I want to appreciate everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir, for this opportunity. It's been a blessing. All right. Let's go.
Let's go. It's done. It's done. It's done. Everybody put it is done. You see? With this thing, We can build a team of 100,000 customers. Because what people want to know, can I make money? Can I make money? Can I make money? Tell them yes. Is it a guarantee? Yes. But you have to click it by yourself. So you know exactly what to do now. You know exactly what to do. And this today's training is just on point. It's just it. Especially that risk management. If you can factor it in, 2-3 trades a day, you are cool. Go and share the opportunity. Yesterday, just I wake up, 3-4-3-0. I left. This morning, same thing, 3-0. I left. Just that as Kenfrey was talking, I just saw those 2 entries was too sweet to ignore. And I took it in another account. One I've done 3-0. I took it in another account. And that is the power of what we have. That is the power of what we have. Share with every single person around you. Share with them. Dr. Nodibe does, and Dr. Rosemary, they do consistent 8:30 call. I'll post the flyer later. Get people on those calls. You can do yours. If you learn how to do the presentation, do your own presentation. This thing is exploding. The question is, will you just have only one stream of income here, or will you have two?